What's up guys, this is Balázs from Racing Brick. This is my second video about the LEGO Super Mario product line. In the first one I showed you the unboxing of the Mario Starter Course set, the contents, how Mario works and what possibilities do we have for the instructions. If you missed that video, then you can watch it by clicking on the link in the top right corner. As I mentioned previously, I asked my kids to build a set. My daughter is only 3 years old, so she was only playing with the parts, but my son managed to assemble everything pretty quickly. The digital instructions are easy to follow, there are a lot of separate pieces and characters to assemble, but there are no long or complicated builds. Here's my first concern regarding the app, the lack of consistency. The first 3 phases have titles, so I know that this little brown guy is called a Goomba. Why don't we have titles for the other sections as well? There are several videos trying to explain how things work in the app, but as they don't have any written information, sometimes it's quite difficult to decode what's happening exactly. If the app can have some written information here or there, why can't we get clear information and instructions about the mechanisms of the game? Let's take this Goomba guy as an example. As you see on the video, apparently I have to jump on him to read the barcode, then jump on him again to get the coin. In reality, I think I only need to jump on him once to defeat him and to get a coin. Also, can I jump on him more than once to get a coin? Apparently yes, but again I had to figure out myself by experimenting with him that I have to wait for the coin sound to make sure I got it. If I read the barcode quicker than that, then I won't get coins at all. There's one simple course to build at step 3. Once you have the start and the end point assembled and the Goomba, you will see instructions how to assemble the course, and the video shows you the experience. But when you finish building all the items for the set, then you are left there with literally no instructions. What comes next? How shall I build my course? How shall we play the game? What are the rules? So many questions that I think are totally unanswered. We actually tried to build a course that you can see in the app itself as the background because we did not have a better idea. After browsing the app, we figured out that the other section that has a star icon shows fan submissions, but also layout examples using the sets you already have. By the way, how does the system know what you have? Well, as I mentioned previously, you can browse all the building instructions in the section. Since we have the additional gift set that was built as well. Once you complete the instructions of an additional set, you are instructed to scan the barcode of a character that is specific to that set, and after that the app registers it and adds it to your inventory. The add-on will show up on the main app, and you will be also given layout examples in the star section, so this is a pretty clever solution. As I could not find too much useful information about the app itself, I looked around online and found some excellent articles published on a great RLFM site, The Rambling Brick. You get a detailed explanation about the starter course, a long article about all the possible enemies, what can you do with them, how many coins can you earn, and so on. This interview with the design lead is also worth to read. There are many useful tips in it that you can use during the gameplay. If you want to know more about the different Mario sets, then I definitely suggest to browse through the site. You can find the link in the description. So, we have our course assembled here, let's see a test run. The kids did not get any hints, so just try to go through the obstacles as you would do in a video game. My son was aware of the time limit and the possibility to get coins, so he tried to meet all the enemies and use all the challenges. My daughter made it more simple and she did not really care about the coins. So here comes my biggest dilemma about the whole experience. What additional gameplay shall we expect after we build everything? Is it a real-life video game, a board game or something else? First I thought that the aim here is to replicate the video game experience with a brick-built board game. But a board game requires rules to be playable. As usual, you have a goal to achieve, you try to win against the others, so some strategy is needed to complete a course. Here you have a timer, you have coins to collect, so it would be logical to expect the game to be played against the others or simply against the clock on a given course. But based on our experience, the course really does not matter, as you get no real benefits by walking through it. Actually, the most effective way to get coins seems to be to only focus on the action tiles with the barcodes. Different enemies and actions give you different amount of coins, but after a few tries you can figure out what is the best strategy, regardless the layout. As an example, if I only jump on Bowser Jr.'s back, I can collect 100 coins, which is much more than I could achieve by going through the different obstacles and enemies on this specific course. Let's do a quick comparison with the video game. This is Super Mario Run, and I will try to demonstrate the differences I mentioned earlier. As you see, the app has a built-in tutorial, and here is one of the biggest differences. I get short written instructions. I know that the LEGO app tries to use visual help to avoid the need of a massive amount of translation, but explaining a gameplay with only videos is quite a challenge. Here I am instructed what to do, and the possible actions and events are demonstrated with an explanation. The game is very simple, there's not much I can do other than tapping the screen. It is exactly the kind of limitation that is naturally part of a video game, but it is very difficult to replicate in a real-life game. With the LEGO set, I can do whatever I feel like. I can jump over sections, go straight to the enemy or the challenges, I won't fall, I won't touch lava, and so on. Of course, you can come up with basic rules if you are playing with others. You can agree to touch every section at least once, go back to the beginning if you fall, but as these things are not tracked by Mario, you will have to watch closely if the others are trying to cheat or not. I'm not sure how this could be different, but as an example, if the course would have action bricks for the different platforms and the connecting plates as well, then you could better track the progress and would also be forced to follow the course instead of simply jumping or flying around. You could even pre-record the layout by going through the steps before the game, so the app would know what is the sequence you need to follow. If you miss a step, then you would need to go back to the start or the previous platform to continue. As I mentioned, the app does not do much during gameplay, the screen actually goes blank. I think the reason here was to focus on the physical experience and to avoid the need of the app for the basic gameplay. Once you complete the course, you will get some statistics and the final score if your Mario is connected, and you can save your result with a screenshot, but that's all. You can't even see the time left during the gameplay. There's a warning when you only have 15 seconds left and the music becomes quicker, but that's all. If you are competing against the clock, then I think it would be better to see the remaining time constantly. You can obviously ignore the time factor and simply enjoy the challenges, go through a specific course if you have many extra packs, but again, in this case, I miss the basic concept of the game. There are tons of expansion sets you can buy. I got this Monty Mole and Super Mushroom set as a gift with my order. It is also a pretty quick build, but the characters are nice and it has some cool actions to perform. This is nice if you want to put it on a shelf or you engage in some free playing, but to collect the most coins in 60 seconds, the expansion set does not add much to the experience. And here's a different expansion set that I bought. It is a power-up pack for Mario himself, a cat suit. I was really wondering what this suit can add to the gameplay for $10, which means, by the way, that the set has a horrible price per piece ratio. $10 for 11 pieces is not a good deal. It already had like 30% discount where I bought the set. This might tell you something about the popularity. So, what does this power-up pack do? Instead of gaining coins by jumping, Mario will get coins if you walk on vertical surfaces. Oh, and you get some different sounds. Is it worth $10? Please tell me what you think about it. Honestly, I can't see anyone changing the suit during the game to get a different basic ability to collect coins, but not even before starting the course. Obviously, it is cute and my daughter loves Cat Mario, but for this we wouldn't need at all the fuzz with the electronics and so on. Let me try to summarize my experience. What are the possibilities with the starter course and the expansion sets? Let's say you are a fan of the world and the characters, you assemble them and put them on display. Most of the characters and the obstacles are nicely recreated in LEGO form, they are adorable, look very cool, but you don't need any electronics and apps for that. A kid who likes the characters but does not really care about the interactive functions can use them for free play, just like my daughter. She likes that Mario talks, he can sleep and so on, but she does not care about the coins or the timer. We can try to use the sets as a board game, use the timer and compete against each other on a specific course. This one is the most difficult for me as there are no rules to follow. You can really just focus on the barcodes and try to get maximum coins in the given time frame. Honestly, I still don't know what to think about the whole product line. As I see, LEGO and Nintendo try to squeeze in the best of both worlds, but personally I think they failed. It has too much destructive interactivity for a display or free play build, but it does not have a clear and fair game system for a real-life video game. Please let me know your thoughts in the comments, especially if you are having a fun time playing with the sets. I would love to know what is the key for that. If you like this video, then please give it a thumbs up. You can also subscribe and tap the notification bell if you don't want to miss my LEGO reviews and other LEGO RC videos. See you next time, bye bye.